Hi, welcome on the Developer's Diary. You see this? I have something here for you. Before I go there, I have a quick story to tell. I was born here, and over time, I visited and worked on every single country you see right there. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to show you how you can use computer and a passport to actually travel through all these countries. You with me? Come and see that. Right here, I have everything I need to travel the world. We're gonna open it. We need a passport and a computer. Let's get that going. And I need my little machine right there. So, in 1, 2, 3. We're going to Amsterdam. Okay, I know. We're already in the Netherlands. And one part of my journey in the Netherlands is my stay in Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam in 2018 to actually start Hackages Netherlands. Yes, I was already 2 years into building Hackages in Belgium. We had an amazing team growing, and that year, end of 2018, our revenue was not bad to the point where we decided to actually open an office in Amsterdam. I took 150K and I was like, I'm gonna grow the Dutch office. And long story short, things didn't work out as planned, but other things work out. I got to indeed work with some amazing Dutch companies. I brought engineers from abroad to help me build packages in the Netherlands. I met my wife-to-be, meaning my fiance, that's how people say that. And my fiance and I, we have 2 kids now. And you know, you came for work and then you end up meeting an amazing person and then creating a family together. But I don't live in Amsterdam anymore, and I would love to live again in Amsterdam because among all the cities in the world, all the places in the world, Amsterdam is probably the only one that I really chose. I was like, I'm going to Amsterdam. And versus in Cameroon's my parents who sent this. My parents who sent me there. In France, my studies, because like that, it was literally the normal path after finishing your study in Gabon. France was the obvious path. So kind of like I didn't choose it. The UK, in England, I chose it because I wanted to learn English. And coming back to France, again, I didn't choose it because, you know, for whatever reason that are really personal there. But then Belgium, I didn't choose Belgium. A job, someone offered me a job and I moved there thinking, oh, I'm going to Belgium. I don't even know what that country is. Long story short, check my video. Belgium is my home. It's the place that I love the most out there to live, to work, to grow a family. But Amsterdam, I chose it. I knew it was one of the tech cities in Europe. And I was like, I want to go there and build a version of Hackages, which will have been a bit different than the one in Belgium. Okay, long story short, that version isn't there anymore. But one thing that is still current today is I'm giving training to a lot of companies in the Netherlands. And I'm kind of lucky that to be in that position. I really cherish that. Let's build that flight. What do you think? 3 minutes? 5 minutes? Shall we push it really fast? Because I think that flag isn't hard. The cross are probably a bit challenging, but we have a little trick that I want to show you. Come with me. Let's go into code. We're going to start from the Dutch flag here. Let's copy that. Let's rename that to Amsterdam. Close that one. And now we're gonna go here and we're going to rename everything into, I want to make sure that I select everything here, Netherlands, yeah, really good. And then now we have that, I can go inside the index. We're just gonna import Amsterdam here. We go into the planet, and what we're gonna do here is basically say Amsterdam. I need to accept the suggestion that I'm getting from important. Now you see there is Amsterdam at the top. Now let's close everything and we only gonna stay with the Amsterdam one. So what we're going to do here is first to get the colors. So red, it's a different red, and then there's a white, same white as the Dutch one, and then the black one. And then we're gonna put the black here, and now I'm gonna replace everything here with black. That is basically the thing right there. And okay, this looks pretty good. Now, at this stage, we have
the flag itself. So what do we do here? It's basically red, black, red. So I just need to go here and say red. And then where it's white, we just put black, right? So that's a starting point. Already we have the flag there. So one thing I would like to do is actually give it like a border right there. So we're just gonna go with the background color and say flag.color.white, so that we can actually see what's happening right there. So instead of 20 on the padding part, let me put it at 10. That's good. So we can see the the color right there. It looks pretty good. So that's pretty good. Now the challenge is to draw the cross. How do we do that? We're gonna use a simple technique here, which is we're gonna do that with tree view, and we use the tree view to not tree view, but tree views. Okay, and then we're gonna use that as a way to shape our the cross. Okay, so how do we do that? We need to go inside the black here, and we're first gonna have just a canvas, and so we can have a visual of what we're doing there. So that canvas, we're just gonna do this and then say style, and we're gonna give it a height. Let's go with 70, and then width, let's go with 70 as well. And now we can give it a background, a border. So you know what? One thing I like to do with ChatGPT is, like, if I remove this and I will say 70, move to the next line, and then give it space here. Now ChatGPT is going to show up and say, hey, you want this? Good. It's gonna suggest, I don't want the border radius, I want the border width. Give it like a 2, and then a border color of white. So we should be able to see the circle showing there. And what I would like to do is to just put it in the center. So let's put an align item to the center, and we're going to justify content to the center. That's pretty good. And now inside that box, we're going to put our cross, right? So let's go here and open up a little bit that. And what we're going to do is, once again, let's start with the view. And that view is going to have some style. And here you're going to see that the way I do it is basically say, that view is going to have a width and a height, and we're gonna give it a certain dimension to make sure that it fits inside that box. So the width, let's go with 70. I'm gonna go with the height of not 70, but let's say 30. Let's look at it a little bit here. What do we have? Yeah, so if you look at it, it says there is a certain dimension here, which is probably the same as this one, but it's much shorter than the entire width when you look at it right there. So if we go with 70 for the width and 30 for the height, we're not that bad. And then we're gonna go with the background color of white. So we see it right now, it's all the way at the top there. So what I'm going to do here is just to make it align in the middle. So we just gonna say justify to the center, and that's already that's pretty good. That's really good. I'm still gonna go with the align item here, because since it already has the same width, should be good. So that's pretty good. Now you see it's well compacted right there in the middle. But that's not really what we want, right? We want it to be rotated in a certain position. So how are we gonna do that? Here, there is a transform that you could use and give it a simple 45 degrees. But I realized that I'm giving 45 degrees to the wrong thing, right? It's not this one that is to have that. It is basically here at the bottom. Now I'm rotating that bar, that stripe there. So if we look at it, it's already in the right position, the one on the left. So how do we then do the other one? So in a really easy way, we could simply go and copy, yank that, and then put it right there. And we see that we have two, but they're one on top of each other and they don't fit in the box. How do we fix it? So what I'm gonna do here is basically say, this one, I'm gonna put it on position absolute. So to remove it from the flow, and you probably don't see it right now because it has a different colors. It still has the same color. So if I put it green, you see it right now. So what it means now, it's like I can then turn it, I can rotate it so that it fits the right dimension. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is to just play with the width and the height. So they both have the same center of gravity. When you think about it, they're both center right there in the middle because of the justified content right there, because of this, right? Because if I remove this, you're going to see that they just move, right? So the center right there. What I would like to do, instead of saying the width and the height, I'm going to invert them. Like what I mean by that is 70, 30 width, 70, 30 height. I can then reverse that by saying, okay, in the other one, we're gonna go with 30 and then 70 here. And you see right away, it's a different, they're still at the same position there, but the starting position, but it just rotates right there. And which means that here I can just say flag dot color dot white, right? And that basically works. And which means that right now, what we could do, we can get rid of this. And now we have the first one, which means that the other two, we just have to do, I'm listening. We need to loop right there. So how do we do that? So a way to do that is probably to just get this entire thing right here, and then create a new array here, and then move it like that. So this one is closing really well. Is that correct? And then right here, we're just gonna make this happen. Now you see, it shows 3 of them, but it shows them in the wrong way. So what we're gonna first do is, when we say flex, the default is column. So we're just gonna put the direction, in this case, in row. Then it will show them in row, but they're actually packed together. So the way you untangle them is to just put the space around them, and then boom, that basically create the space right there. But you could also have said between, but guess what's going to happen? It just goes all the way there, but it doesn't really fit what we want to design right here. So if I go back here, we just put it back at around, right? So that looks much better. There are obviously some stuff that we can improve there. Copilot, do you have something for me? Let's go with the index. That's it. We have the Amsterdam flag. We have to admit that Amsterdam is a beautiful place and I love it so much. And now you can see we have the flag, and you still need to complete something for me. You're invited to actually complete this for me. First thing is, you gotta subscribe. Listen, we're making this beautiful code for you. It's free. Right now, it's almost 7 p.m. and that subscribe button there, you gotta do it. And then the next one is, you see where it's written Amsterdam? You actually have to make sure that each letter takes one of the color of the flag color, right? And then this thing here at the bottom should be buttons. And you click on them, they should show the meaning of the flag. I think I'm just gonna stop here, and I will see you on the next trip. And you know where we're going? Surprise, surprise. We're going to Japan!
So that's it for this one. I will see you on the next trip. Cheers.